If you think one bad decision can't destroy a life, wait until you hear mine, because the worst night of my life didn't start with darkness or danger. It started with laughter, music, and a text from my husband saying, "The kids are asking for you, come home safe heart," and I didn't know that by the time he tucked them into bed, trusting me completely, I was about to step into a moment that would test my marriage, my faith, my identity, and force me to face a truth most people are too ashamed to say out loud. So stay with me, because what happened at that party didn't just almost break my family, it taught me a lesson I wish someone had warned me about sooner. I'm not a bad person, at least that's what I used to tell myself. I was a tired mother of two, a wife of 8 years, and an employee in an office where deadlines never ended and appreciation rarely came. And when my coworkers insisted I come to the company party, I said yes because I wanted to feel seen again, not just as mama or babe, but as me, the woman I used to be before diapers, school runs, and sleepless nights. And my husband smiled when I left, kissed my forehead, and said, "You deserve a break," which makes what happened next even harder to forgive. At the party, the music was loud, the lights were soft, and for the first time in years, people laughed at my jokes, complimented my dress, told me I looked too young to have kids, and I felt something dangerous growing inside me, not love, not even attraction, just attention. And 2 of my male coworkers stayed near me most of the night, bringing drinks, hyping me up, making me feel like I mattered, and every small choice I made after that felt harmless in the moment. Another drink, another dance, another, "It's fine, I'm just having fun," while somewhere across town my husband was reading bedtime stories with funny voices. I won't describe every detail of what happened later, because shame already replays it enough in my mind, but I crossed boundaries I once swore I never would. Not because I didn't love my husband, but because I stopped respecting myself in that moment. And when the music faded and reality came back like cold water, I felt empty instead of excited, used instead of valued, and the attention I chased turned into a weight on my chest I could barely breathe under. The drive home was the longest of my life. My reflection in the car window looked like a stranger, and when I opened the door, the house was quiet, toys on the floor, nightlight glowing in the hallway, and my husband asleep on the edge of our daughter's bed, still wearing his glasses, a storybook open on his chest, and I had to hold the wall to keep from falling because in that moment I saw clearly what I had risked for a few hours of feeling special. The next days were a storm inside me, guilt, fear, denial, excuses, and I learned something painful. Bad choices don't just happen, they grow from small compromises we justify, and I had to decide whether to hide behind lies or face the truth about the emptiness that led me there. So I chose the harder road. I talked to my husband, not to hurt him, but because secrets poison love slowly, and the conversation broke as before it began. Tears, anger, silence, questions I couldn't answer without hating myself, but honesty, as painful as it was, became the first step toward healing. Trust didn't return overnight, forgiveness wasn't automatic, and I had to rebuild not just my marriage but my own character. Therapy, boundaries, cutting off people who blurred lines, learning that attention is not affection and validation from strangers is never worth the cost. And my husband, stronger than I deserved, said, "We fix this together, or not at all," and that sentence became the rope that pulled us out of the pit I dug. Today, when I look at my children laughing with their father, I understand the real lesson. The most dangerous moments in life don't look like danger, they look like fun, like freedom, like, "I deserve this." And if my story keeps even one person from trading something real for something temporary, then my shame has a purpose. Because love isn't protected in big dramatic battles, it's protected in small private decisions when no one is watching, and that is where I failed, and where I finally learned to be stronger.